I did. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It's a great day for East Baton Rouge Parish School System, and we are here with our Superintendent Board recognitions for May 15, 2025. And we will begin with the first recognition, which will be for the Louisiana State Social Studies Fair, first place in anthropology.
Hello, school board. How are we doing tonight? I'm Kyle Font. I'm the principal of Mayfair Lab, and I had the privilege of introducing Miss Sochi Rivera. Miss Rivera won this last Tuesday in Lake Charles, beat 150 other kids statewide to become in first place in the anthropology division with her amazing social studies fair project on the Mayan civilization. She also won regionals a few months ago at Glasgow Middle. She spent many hours doing her research, citing her evidence, and her English teacher, Miss Hammonds, calls it her little librarian inside of her coming out. And so Miss Rivera really showed how amazing she is and worked really hard to become first place at the State Social Studies Fair in Lake Charles. So Miss Sochi Rivera, congratulations, Sochi. Thank you.
Get you guys to slide over a little bit too. Just there we go. Good. One, two, and three. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. And next we have our elementary winter basketball champions. Come on, BRCVP, yay.
Okay, we have Baton Rouge Center, our 4th and 5th grade basketball champions. This is Coach Jenkins and Coach Larson, Principal Dr. Moore. And I want to bring to your attention, from the 3 years we've been having elementary sports, this is Baton Rouge Center's first sport they have participated in, and they are the 4th and 5th grade champions.
All right. Woo. Did you do this, Coach? Coach to coach. Yeah.
All right, guys. 1, 2, and 3. All right.
All right. Okay, next we have our elementary winter soccer champion from La Belle Air. Come on, La Belle Air.
Okay, from La Belle Air, we have Coach Jackson, Coach Rogers, and Coach Love, and the principal is Miss Ross.
All right. Oh, that's me. Wait, hold up. That's me. Hold on, y'all. That's me. I know, right? I'm giving my 3 people, y'all. Okay. Next, we have our elementary spring track champions from Mayfair Lab. Come on down, Mayfair Lab.
So Mayfair was unable to be with us today.
Okay.
But Coach Kim Higgins and Principal Kyle Fontenette.
Okay, but we have their medals. Okay, let's just give a round of applause for Mayfair. All right, woo! Next, we have middle school softball parish champion, Woodlawn Middle. All right. Girls and boys.
Yes, so girls are going to be up first. We have Coach Plochet and several of the team members here. Everyone was not able to make it, but we do have representation, and we want to congratulate them. Great job to the Lady Panthers.
I'm coming. I definitely wasn't on the track team.
Slide over to the center. Very good. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Next, we have the middle school baseball parish champions, also from Woodlawn Middle.
Yep.
Come on down.
Right over here. So we have Coach Gilbo, and the principal is Miss Raquel Brown. So congratulations to the Woodlawn Panthers with their victory.
Way to go, Woodlawn. Thank you. Okay, next we have our middle school girls track parish champions from CSAL. All right, CSAL, come on down. Coach, you got it. All right, come on.
We have Coach Lewis and Coach Jackson, Principal Mr. Landry Williams. Congratulations to CSAL track parish champions.
Coach, bring them up here. All right. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you. Next, we have middle school boys track parish champions from McKinley Middle. All right, come on down.
McKinley Middle is represented by Coach Hutchinson, Coach Daigle, Coach Wright, Coach Sid, and Principal is Dr. McCray.
All
Right
right.
in the middle.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Good job. Way to go. I went to McKinley.
If you see his face, we can't, yes, so we can see you. There we go.
Y'all notice District 5 cleaned it up. Clean it up.
I just want to thank all the parents for your support all season, as well as the coaches. We know that what we do for you guys is not near enough for the time you invest into our student athletes, so we appreciate everything that you've done this season. Congratulations again.
Okay, next we have the Ebrel Rocket League Elementary Champions, and that is my very own district, La Belle Air. Woo!
He's our league president. All these teams right here. EBR all the way down to Kansas. It's a pretty big year. Good afternoon, everyone.
Say who you are.
Okay, so I'm Isaiah Williams, the EBREL president of this year and next year for esports in this parish. And today I'm going to be announcing the winners of this championship. So first, I want to talk about our vice president and me. I'm one president of EBRL, and of course, let me go back to my list. I'm sorry, my bad. It's been a long day at school. So let's see here. Man. So, of course, I want to introduce that we have Kaden Dudson as VIP of the operation and John Beckman as the VIP for marketing. Now, of course, let's get to the recognition of the championships. So, of course, EBR, with their coach being Taylor Hills, they're one in the EBREL Rocket League Elementary champions. And the EBREL Rocket League Middle champions are Park Forest Middle School. And of course, let's get to the next one. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad, I'm going too fast. Come on. All right. Yeah, I'm fast paced over here.
All right. 1, 2, 3, looking good.
Come on, let's get them pictures in. Come on, let's make some memories.
1, 2, 3.
All right, give a round of applause for that. All right, the next one, we have EBREL Rocket League Middle Champions, and they are Park Forest Middle School. Come on. Congratulations to you all.
Going on. A little bit, guys. All right, looking good.
Looking good, looking good.
Yes, yes. 1, 2, and 3.
Nice, give a round of applause for that. Thank you. All right, our next one, EBR Super Smash Bros. Champion. We have Sherwood Middle, Sasha. What's the last name? Lejeune. Okay, Sasha Lejeune, come in the room. Oh, they're not here. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so next we have EBRL Mario Kart Champion, Ocean.
Are they here?
Are they here today? They're not here today. Okay, next one. EBRL Madden Champion, Alex Washington from Sherwood Middle. Come up, come up. Congratulations to them. Shiny belt, yes. Take your pictures, come on. Make some memories.
Family up here. Get the family. Get you guys.
13. I'm 13. So 11. Put 11 back.
Congrats. One of them won 3. Man, that's a beautiful picture right there. Hang that on your wall. All right, so of course, our next one is a CAEL Super Smash Champion. Oh, that's still, yeah. This is a CL Super Smash Bros. Champion, Will Burris. Sadly, they're not here today. Wait, oh. He accepted the medal. So,
Thank you very much.
yeah, he's from Baton Rouge High.
Three-time champion.
3-time champion, by the way, Super Smash Bros., by the way. 3-time champion. So, our KL Mario Kart champion, Adam Tor from Terra High School. All right. Nice. Take his pictures. What's his name? What's his name? Caleb. Caleb? Okay.
All right, let me get the official one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's from Terra High School. And our CL Madden champion, Caleb Cheney from Terra High School also. Man, talk about Terra High School showing out today. Okay. Where's the belt? You didn't bring it? Come on, man. Got your pride in that. All right, look good though. You still look good though.
We honor Tara's Legends for Excellence. We stand. Forever we'll remember our noble Trojan land. Wherever we may wander, we'll sing our praise of thee.
Mr. Cole, you talked about your space invaders the other day? You used to hand it up.
Yeah, you know, I had to go over and show my skills. I had to go show my skills.
All right, I'm gonna leave the rest to Mr. Jeffrey.
Congratulations.
Take it away.
Thank you. I'm Jeffrey Harrison. I'm directing the networking operations, but I also run our esports program. Last year I was here, I was mentioning how we went from 12 to 22 teams. Now we're up to 52. Our program's expanding big time, and we're going to have just that much more next year. I definitely want to come up here to announce our shoutcaster year because I've been watching him grow for the past 2 years. His name's Musa Alabadi. Alabadi, sorry, Musa. He's I had the honor to doing his last shoutcasting with him at our shoutcasting desk at our championship event. So I want to make sure I was here to announce him for sure. Musa, we really appreciate everything that you have brought with us for the last 2 years.
Yeah, if you want to.
In addition, he went to Shenandoah Elementary, and I got to work with him.
Yeah.
So he's been here for a long time, and he's going to the Air Force.
Going to the Air Force.
Awesome, awesome. Wait, they come and take a picture. Board members come and take a picture with you.
Hi, Miss Kelly. Whatever shot case is, I want to
You want to take that one, Isaiah? Huh? You want to take it? Oh, so all right. Hang on. You said hold on to it. All right, come on, yeah. I'm about to say you gotta take some pictures, huh? That's pretty cool. All right, guys. 1, 2, 3. Coming in tight. All right. Congratulations, Musa.
That's it. That went quick.
And I know the last two are probably not here, but they're two coaches of the year, and I want to make sure they're recognized for all their hard work this year. William Puller from Park Forest Elementary. He's been with our league for 3 years, and this year he brought his team to our championship. And then Christine Bullion, which is our Kale Coach of the Year from Woodlawn High. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have over 20 student ambassadors helping running our EBR league. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And so this concludes our board recognitions. We want to thank everybody for coming out, and we want to congratulate all those students and participants and coaches. Thank you. Yeah, we didn't know how long we was going to
Got your little souvenir from my
Thank
trip.
you, man. That's all right.
Oh, Nathan.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming today, Thursday, May 15th, to our regular meeting agenda for the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board. And we have our invocation and pledge. The invocation will be led by School Board Member Cliff Lewis, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Cadet Corporal Isabella McMorris from Northeast High School, accompanied by Senior Army Instructor Lieutenant Colonel, retired, Shirley D. Sutton. Would everyone please stand?
Gracious Father in heaven, thank you for allowing us to see this day, a day that was not promised. We pray, oh Heavenly Father, that through wisdom and knowledge, your will be done today as we strive to do what's best for the parents and students of East Baton Rouge Parish School System. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good evening. School Board President Ms. Stewart, school board members, Superintendent Cole, employees, citizens, and friends of East Baton Rouge Parish School District. I'm Lieutenant Colonel retired Shirley Sutton, Senior Army Instructor at Northeast High School, where I have the pleasure of serving under the awesome leadership of our head Viking, Miss Shawana Ross. I'm elated to introduce the Northeast High School's outstanding cadet. She is the daughter of Mr. Troy McMorris. During this past year, this young lady has distinguished herself as an organized and task-oriented leader. Academically, she has achieved a 4.1 GPA and is enumerated on the A Honor Roll Academic Excellence List. She exemplifies the highest values and can always be counted on to do what's right. This past year, she was selected as the Northeast High School Let One Cadet of the Year and placed in a district competition. Her favorite volunteer service was the Walls Project, where she helped paint an elderly person's home, and the Center of Hope Homeless Shelter, where she donated and helped manage the collection of much-needed items. This diligent, resilient, and well-mannered cadet will attend JRTC Leadership Camp this summer. Her hobbies include archery and reading. Her future plans are to attend college to ultimately earn a doctorate in psychology degree. Her motto in life is progress over perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and respect I introduce to you Cadet Sergeant Isabella McMorris.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. McMorris, on behalf of the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board, we commend you for your achievements and only ask that you continue. Would you like to wear this?
Yep, yes,
Okay.
please.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, we have Madam Secretary. Can I get a roll call?
District 4, President Stewart.
Present.
District 7, Vice President Gode. District 1, Mr. Blue.
Here.
District 2, Mr. Lannis.
Present.
District 3, Ms. Powell Lewis. District 5, Mr. Lewis.
Present.
District 6, Mr. Russ.
Present.
District 8, Ms. Sule.
Present.
District 9, Mr. Martin.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Madam President, if you don't mind, I'd like to use a point of personal privilege before we get deep into the agenda. Recently, we lost a giant of a man who served this community and served our parish to the best of his ability. He worked across community lines. While some didn't always agree, he was one that broke through the ceiling in behalf of Baton Rouge and East Baton Rouge Parish, and I'm talking about our past president, mayor president of our parish, Mr. Melvin Kip Holden. So I would like to call for a moment of silence on behalf of his family. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have item B, the minutes. Approval of the school board minutes of the April 3rd, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting, April 17th, 2025 regular board meeting, the April 28th, 2025 special board meeting, and as published in the official journal. Do I have a motion? Okay, I have Ms. Sule and Coach Lewis. Sule, Coach Lewis. Any public comment? No public comment? Okay. Any board comment? Nope. April?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you, ma'am. Item C is for information only, monthly financial report. And number 2, personnel changes. Are there any reports or? Okay. Next, we have item D, receive as information only. And we now going to hand it over to our superintendent.
Thank you, Madam President, board members, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those of you watching at home. Today is day 183 of my service to the school system as superintendent, and it is the 17th day of our realignment plan implementation. As always, thank you for the support. As part of the February progress report to the community, we issued a challenge to Dare to Be Great. We have achieved greatness in our 3 operational areas of student achievement, operational excellence, and then employee development. Statewide testing is ending this week. To all the students who took testing this spring, I'm proud of you, I applaud you, and we are looking forward to seeing those results as they continue to roll in. To our school staff who prepared and supported our students in testing, I want to thank you for all that you do. You have done a yeoman's job of making sure we were able to move through the testing cycle, the testing season with ease, and you are what makes our school system great. As we look to the end of the school year, please note the importance of the following areas. The last day for seniors is May 9th, and graduations will begin tomorrow. 14 graduations over the next 7-day period, 2 a day. It's going to be a fun experience to watch our young people graduate and complete this journey of their lives. We look forward to celebrating with the class of 2025. May 23rd, next Friday, is the last day of school for students and teachers. Students, good luck on final exams, and please, let's always work to finish strong. Behave yourselves while you're at school, and let's have a quiet ending of the school year. I'm talking to the students. Summer programming will be held throughout the district to provide remediation, summer retest opportunities for required state assessments, and on grade level support and enrichment opportunities. Parents, please contact your child's school for more information to find out specific programs that meets the needs of your individual child. As this is our last meeting before the summer, I wish everyone a very happy summer. Thanks to our students and staff for such a great school year. It has been the thrill of my life to serve as superintendent, and looking forward to our continued efforts to Dare to Be Great. Our work continues, and we will work to be stronger than ever. I also look forward to every single student in our school system returning next school year. And for those families who reached out to me saying you want your child to attend one of our schools, we look forward to enrolling you for the fall of 2025 as well. Under our operational excellence and after listening to the board and our community over the past semester, we are excited to announce that after working with our budget consultant over the last year, since the board has approved the contract, we have learned a great deal. The team and I are excited to present to you next month a balanced budget, and we have taken a new process where we have engaged the community a great deal. The consultant made a series of recommendations that have given us a new lens in terms of how we utilize the process. And so we went through a series of meetings. We had more stakeholder engagement. And so we believe that what we are going to present to you in terms of the budget is a more stakeholder-friendly budget where we've had a great deal of input from the community in a very unique way. And in addition to that, we've tried to prioritize our 3 pillars in the strategic plan, as well as make sure we are including those initiatives that are important to the board that we've discussed. And so I am looking forward to next week when we have scheduled opportunities to discuss the budget before it goes live. And I'm looking forward to having those conversations with you on this new way of looking at the budget for the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. On April 28th, the board approved the realignment plan. There is a web page dedicated to our alignment efforts, and I invite the community to view the plan. The details are on the website. We will continue our post regular updates and new components of the web page as we invite you to track the progress over the summer. I believe the plan is intended to put students first, and the outcomes are going to be greater for the school system. And I want to make sure everyone knows on the website we are providing a live tracker that will be updated every week so families and those who live in our community can see exactly what is happening with the realignment at what school, where we are in the progress. I'm super, super excited about the work the team has done. Andrea, Amy, and working with our consultant, Ms. Whitley, we have what we believe to be a first-class, world-class system in terms of progress monitoring and how we're going to make sure we front face to the community exactly what is happening at our schools. We have researched all of the consolidation plans around the country. No other school system in the country is doing anything quite like EBR as it relates to how we're going to do this work. In fact, what we've learned is no other school community has engaged around realignment and consolidation the way we did over the past 3 months. And as we go through the implementation phase of it, we hadn't seen anywhere where we have engaged the community in a way that the new dashboard is going to do so. So I would ask that you all, once it goes live next week, to take a look at the dashboard and be able to keep up specifically with the movements, what is happening at the schools, what is happening in terms of rebranding, academic programming. So we're really excited about that. Under the employment development area, for our staff who may be affected by the realignment process, we understand that these conversations lead to some natural concerns. On May 8th, we had a transition job fair. Dr. Smothers and her team did a phenomenal job of engaging with our staff, answering all of their questions to ensure that they are able to transition with ease. In most cases, we are asking teachers, should they choose to follow their students. Secondly, we are implementing the TAP model at 2 of our schools, and we have a host of employees who are interested in the TAP model. And then in addition to that, we have principals who have been recruiting to fill vacancies. So we're extremely excited about the opportunity we have to fill those vacancies. Dr. Smothers, you're doing a fantastic job of rebranding, reorganizing, reshifting the focus of our human resources department. And as I've said to you, we've had challenges in that department for some time, so I'm excited about the work you're doing to change the focus to be more employee-driven and to bring in new initiatives that are going to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in the way we do this work. We don't want to be at the beginning of the school year having conversations that we're not being able to get people onboarded as quickly as possible. We ought to be the best in the country, in my opinion, and so I gave you that charge, so thank you for stepping up. On May 12th, the district hosted a gala celebrating our employees of the year at various levels within the organization. Congratulations to all the honorees. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. We're proud of you. Keep up the excellent work. At our principals meeting earlier this week, we wanted to review end of the year closeouts. We were able to do that regarding the finance, accounts, accountability, and testing, as well as the realignment. And we are looking forward to ensuring that all of our high schools and middle schools that engage in master scheduling are able to do so efficiently, Mr. Smith. So we're excited, Ms. Edwards, that those master schedules should be done sooner rather than later, so students can know what their schedules are going to look like early, so they can begin preparing with pre-reading and prerequisite skills as we get ready to go into the fall semester. The summer professional learning opportunities are being scheduled across the district, and our professional development team will be sharing summer calendars to instructional staff throughout the entire summer. One of the things we are attempting to have for the fall of 25 is a weekly dashboard for the entire school system. So anyone in our school system can go to the dashboard and see what is happening, not only in the district, but also at the individual schools. This is a lofty task. Ms. Whitley has agreed to stay on and bring some of her federal experience to us to help us. Amy and Andrea have stepped up and said that they think it's a good idea and are excited about leading the work. So thank you, Amy, because you know, it's going to be a lot of additional work for you, but you've told me that you don't mind working, and so I sincerely appreciate your efforts in making sure that we get the dashboard for our school system, as well as to ensure we want to make sure families in our community are aware of what is happening in our schools. As always, as we began earlier in the year, we talked about making sure our conversations are about those things that matter most to our school system. And tonight, I'm super excited to have one of our outstanding school leaders with us to talk about the work she and her team are doing at South Downs Elementary School. So Ms. Shalika Scott, if you would please come forward. I've known Ms. Scott a long time when she was an instructional specialist in the district, when she was a middle school principal. She is a phenomenal educator, and so just thank you for sticking with EBR for as long as you have in various different capacities. Every time we've asked you to step up and serve in a different capacity, you've done so. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's my honor. Good afternoon, President Stewart, members of the board, and of course, Superintendent Cole. As he just said, I am Shalika Scott, and I'm the extremely proud principal at South Downs Pre-K Center. And thank you for allowing me this opportunity to give you updated information about South Downs and all of the wonderful things that we have going on. South Downs, we have an enrollment of about 162 students. We are a dedicated pre-K school, so we have pre-K students only, 3 years old and 4 years old. Our 3-year-olds are our ESS babies that come in. Our subgroup percentages, we have a 72% African American, and what makes South Downs very unique, unlike any school in the district and very few in the state, is we have 65% of our students are ESS. When we look at site performance, and it's gonna look a little different from when you see previous presentations, you usually see LEAP scores and those types of things, and we don't have that. Our school performance rating is a high proficient. It's a 5.29. And I'm so proud of that, because I must say that we are holding our own. As I said, 65% of the population are students with some type of disability. We have 16 classrooms. 13 of the 16 classes are students that have exceptional services or receive exceptional services. And those classes include small numbers, development and delayed, severe and profound, and also inclusion. We do have 3 traditional classes as well, and those are our students that they're traditional babies. I would be remiss if I did not recognize Ms. Jessie Taylor. She's our Dean of Students and also serves as a traditional teacher. So how are we performing, and how do we get those numbers that we just went over? So all teachers in pre-K are observed using the class rubric. And based on that, it has 3 different domains: emotional support, classroom organization, and instructional support. In the first column, includes our scores, the site-based average. And you can see in emotional support, we are neck and neck with everyone else. Classroom organization, 5.82, high proficient, and instructional support, 3.85, which is an approaching proficient. But once again, I want to say that portion of the class rubric is based solely on instruction. A lot of it includes dialogue, student feedback, feedback loops, communication. And as I said, we have a lot of ESS students. We are currently in conversation with Louisiana Department of Education to consider them changing the class rubric for South Downs and allowing our students that receive ESS services and that are developmentally delayed actually be on the toddler rubric instead of the traditional pre-K rubric. So that's currently what we're working on. We're gonna meet back with them in the summer, but we had a meeting with them about a month ago. So hopefully we'll be able to change that. The mission statement, and I wish I had some students here, they could recite it to you, but the main parts of our mission statement is a quality preschool education in a nurturing and safe environment to prepare our students for the future. When I arrived at South Downs, I noticed every single person says, I don't want my child to leave. I don't want my child to leave. And I knew that my staff did an excellent job at preparing the students at South Downs. But one of my biggest concerns were, what happens to our babies when they leave South Downs? Are my parents equipped with the tools and the skill set that they need to ensure that they are kindergarten ready and ultimately productive citizens? So we started several different initiatives to support our parents, and I didn't put them all, but here are some of the ones that are very, very beneficial. We have monthly lunch and learns where parents come in. We have different vendors that present to the parents, and we even go over things such as car seat safety. We've had a car seat drive where we've given free car seats to parents. We also have awareness events. We had our autism awareness program in April, and we also have a health fair. As you can see, we partner with our district's child nutrition program, and they have provided a dietitian that have met with our parents and given them information. And also, one of the other things that we are doing is recruiting, highly recruiting. We have a waiting list for the first time in about 6 or 7 years. So I'm really proud of that. So we are in the middle of recruiting for the 25-26 school year. So for those that are watching, if you have any pre-K students, please go to ebrschools.org and apply. So kindergarten readiness, this is where I am extremely, extremely proud of. When I arrived at South Downs and after doing research, I realized that drowning is the #1 cause of death for kids under the age of 5. And it became my mission to ensure that my students receive water safety programs. So with our staff, we've been able to build a partnership with Crawfish Aquatics. This past year, we had 121 students that received free swim lessons at Crawfish Aquatics and the YMCA. It has been truly, truly the gift of life, and I'm so proud. We are going to be expanding it next year, but it has been a very, very just beneficial program, and just to see the kids, especially our special needs babies, that they're wheelchair bound and they can't walk, but you see them and they swimming. I mean, they are backstroking, and it is amazing. And I am proud to say that I take swimming lessons as well. So, and it's going very well, and I'm swimming. One of the other great things we have going on is an inclusive athletic program with YMCA and a grant with Ancient Athletes. We offer 2 inclusive athletic programs. T-ball, we have 17 students on our T-ball, and I think we have 14 on soccer. And these are all students. You see one of our babies in her gait trainer, and she actually plays soccer. So we have several wheelchair-bound students that actually engage in team sports. And one of the other things that we've started is 5 Fine Arts Fridays. We build great partnerships with BRC, VPA, and Forest Heights, and those students come in and perform for our students. We actually have Forest Heights coming tomorrow to perform for our students at our pre-K graduation. So moving forward, where are we going from here? We have just partnered with AC Lewis YMCA. We actually worked with the Manship YMCA this past year, but this upcoming year and in the summer, some of our more advanced students are going to be continuing swim lessons at AC Lewis. We have just partnered with LSU College of Engineering. They have designed an inclusive playground. This is my big push request. We are in desperate need of an inclusive playground. As I told you, the number of students that we have, and we need an area where all of our babies can play together. Several students from the College of Engineering have actually worked with my teachers and received input from the students, and they have designed an inclusive playground for us. It's beautiful, but we are in need of funding. We have worked closely with ADF, and they have given some grant funding, so we did get a playhouse, but we are still working and pushing so that we have a full inclusive playground so that all 162 students at South Downs can actually play together. So that is a little bit about South Downs Pre-K Center. Thank you, Superintendent Cole, for the opportunity, and it is a pleasure to tell you about South Downs Pre-K. We are at 2050 Hood Avenue if you want to come see us.
Right on Perkins Road. Thank you, Ms. Scott. Continue to work. We're going to work with you to make sure you have an inclusive playground for those students. That is a priority for us, so we will continue to work with you. I know you've spoken to Mr. Gilbert a number of times about that request, and every single time you've spoken to him, he's reminded me. So we will work with you to make that happen. I do want to make mention to our board that on Monday afternoon, we have 18 students from Glen Oaks High School who are going to be graduating from BRCC with an associate's degree. It is the largest number of students we've had ever in the school system to graduate with their high school diploma as well as their associate's degree. And it would not be proper if I did not recognize the previous administration's vision in making sure this happens. So I want to make sure I say publicly that this was the vision of my predecessor, Dr. Narcisse, and we are excited to continue those efforts and see this work come to fruition and those young people graduate with their associate's degree as well as with their high school diploma. And we are going to continue those efforts with our partnership, not only with BRCC, but the other local universities in the city, Southern University, as well as Louisiana State University. We recognize that we need to continue to give our kids options, and so many of our students have taken advantage of those options, so we're excited about that. Having said that, thank you as always for the opportunity to serve, and with that, I complete my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Superintendent Cole. I am so excited. Those are some really awesome things that we have going on. And so I'm excited for the children and the students of our district as well. So moving along.
But before I forget, I went to Crawfish Aquatics when South Downs was taking their swimming lessons, and I walked in, I'm a crier, and I walked in where they were swimming, and I couldn't take it just to see how happy those students were in the pool, and then to see them, as many of them may have some physical challenges, they were swimming, backstroking, and it was overwhelming to see. So please continue the excellent work.
Thank you. And thank you, South Downs and Ms. Shalika. So moving along to item E, we have, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Lannis.
Well, thank you, Madam President. Two things. I think I can appreciate what you just did, Superintendent Cole, by giving acknowledgement to the past administration. I was one of the ones that was on the ground floor trying to help create the program, which is why we brought it to Glen Oaks High School. And a lot of people said it couldn't be done. They said we shouldn't do it. But you see the fruits of the labor of doing something like that and how it can help all of our students, and that we can do this it not only helps those students, it helps those families because you cut down their time and you also cut the amount of funding they need to send kids to college. Now, I do want to remind somebody of something. While many may remember her as a principal, that was my 10th grade civics teacher, Miss Shalika Scott. And without you, my interest to even get into politics would not be here. And I want you to know that you are part of my story and I hold you tight. I love you and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Landis. Next, we have Mr. Blue. Oh, okay. Mr. Lewis.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. Like Cole, I'm a crier too. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, any other board members? All righty, nobody? Okay. So moving along to item E, we have reports from board appointees to committees or agencies. Do we have any reports from any of our board members? Ms. Sule.
Yes, I attended the iCare meeting yesterday to just kind of hear what they finished up doing this year in the school system, and they have done so many things for our students, and they plan to kick off in the fall, and just like they have in the past, have a different theme each month. I've asked them to get that to us so that the board can be a little bit more informed about what the focus is for each month. So hopefully we'll have that as the school year kicks off. But their tax passed, and so they have another 10 years ahead of them and are planning and looking forward to what iCare has moving forward.
Thank you, Ms. Sule. Coach?
Yeah, there was
Mr. Lewis?
Yeah. On Tuesday, VIPS sponsored a roundtable discussion at the library, and it was entitled Lend Your Voices, and it surrounded truancy, chronic absenteeism, and a lot of the causes and things that lead to truancy and chronic absenteeism. Had an outstanding panel there. It was a very interesting conversation, and we talked about how after each natural disaster, among a lot of things, but we talked about after each natural disaster in the state of Louisiana, there has been a spike in truancy and chronic absenteeism. So it was very informative. And if you get a chance and VIPS is sponsoring something, please try to attend. Outstanding organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Lewis. Okay. Board member Russ.
Thank you. Serving as the appointee to our BREC Commission, I'll give a brief report. A few things going on with BREC. I'll remind everyone that there's a couple bills in the legislature that would affect a couple different aspects of BREC. I've tried to get a little bit familiar with those. Won't go too deep into it today. If any of the board would like to discuss those, we can. The commission has not taken an official posture on those, but it would affect aspects of BREC, so worth paying attention to. As well, in the past month, the commission has negotiated with Mr. Wilson, who has been our superintendent, to amend his contract to allow him to step back from his full-time duties as superintendent. The commission will be seeking to appoint an interim superintendent at our next meeting, which is next Thursday, while we undergo a probably lengthy search to find a permanent superintendent. So a lot of work going on in the commission. We've also agreed to build in some additional meetings through the end of this year on the second Tuesday of the month so the commission can meet more frequently. So a lot going on. If any of the board members want to sit and talk, I can probably talk for a long time about all the ins and outs of BREC. But on the brighter side, remind our community that summer is coming pretty soon here, and BREC offers excellent summer programming for kids and camps, some of the best in the parish. So if you're looking for things for your kids to do this summer, definitely explore that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Russ. We appreciate that. Any other board members have any reports? Okay, thank you. Moving along to item F, unfinished business. Consideration of a request for approval of the revised 2024-2025 general fund budget for the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. Ms. Lopez, is there a presentation?
This is a carryover. I think Board Member Russ requested that it be moved without any action. At the last meeting, we had a very thorough presentation. Board members, if you all have any additional questions of Ms. Lopez, we can take those questions now about the revised budget.
Are there any public comments? Any board comments? Okay.
I move to approve.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I love you guys. Okay.
Exams must be over.
Oh, it is. Y'all just don't know. I'm sorry. So I have Mr. Russ and Mr. Landis. Madam Secretary, can you call for a vote?
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you. Now we're moving along to item G, the consent agenda.
Right, consent agenda. Item 1, consent agenda. The following items are to be approved as part of the consent agenda and are considered to be routine and will be enacted on one motion. There will be no separate discussion of items unless a board member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as an item on the regular agenda for a separate vote preceding the last item on the regular agenda. Number 2, professional service contracts, exceptional student services. Consideration of a request for the approval of the professional service contracts between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the following: Deaf Resource Center for Greater Baton Rouge, LLC, in the amount of $80,000 to provide qualified sign language interpreter services to students. Funding source, IDEA, Part B. Dr. Kashonda L. Williams, LP, BCPAD, NCSP. Very skilled. Sundre Behavior Services in the amount of $60,000 to provide applied behavioral analysis services. Funding source, IDEA Part B. Egan Healthcare Corporation, doing business as Egan Oshner, HCBS, River Parishes, in the amount of $298,350 to provide nursing services to students with disabilities. Funding source, IDEA Part B. Turner LLC in the amount of $1,211,600 to provide nursing services to students with disabilities. Funding source, IDEA-B. Pediatric Services of America, LLC, doing business as Havana Healthcare in the amount of $932,000 to provide nursing services to students with disabilities. Funding source, IDEA Part B. Demolition of Eden Park, consideration of a request for authorization for staff to advertise, accept the low bid, meeting specifications, and to make an award of a contract for demolition of Eden Park as specified in a plan for improvement, facilities / technology, discipline, and compensation in the East Baton Rouge Parish School System, the plan, as revised through February 2018, or reject any and all bids for just cause in accordance with the Louisiana Public Bid Law. Grant. Consideration of a request for the approval of the FCC Cyber Security Program Grant Agreement Award, including release of a request for proposals, selection of a proposal, and authorize the superintendent and staff to execute a contract to provide equipment and services to enhance network and data security related matters. This is the end of the consent agenda. I so move.
Do I have a motion? Oh, y'all own it. All right. Do we have any public comment? Coach? Do we have
Madam
any
President,
items?
let me just note for the record that there are no internet comments on any of the items on the agenda tonight.
I appreciate you. Do we have any board comments? Oh, Coach, I'm sorry. Coach Lewis.
At the last meeting, Nathan, I think you had a friendly amendment that we waited till some of the other members were here. to discuss professional service. I think that's
Number
it.
2?
I think it was number 2. It wasn't 2?
I think it was the budget.
Was it the budget?
Yeah.
Well, too late. It's passed.
You can still comment on it.
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Madam Secretary, you want to call for a vote? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Before I call for a vote, I want to take a point of privilege and read a comment on behalf of our colleague, Ms. Carla Powell Lewis, as it relates to item 3 of the consent agenda, which is the demolition of Eden Park. And so she says, "Good evening. This is Carla Powell Lewis, District 3 representative. I regret that I am unable to be present this evening due to personal illness. However, I want to go on record in full support of the demolition of the former Eden Park Elementary School. This long vacant, blighted property has become a safety concern and does not reflect the vision we hold for North Baton Rouge. As part of my ongoing commitment to community safety and revitalization, I believe repurposing this space for positive community use, such as walking trails or youth practice fields, will better serve our families and create new opportunities for growth and engagement. Thank you for your continued partnership as we work together for the betterment of our neighborhoods. Carla Powell Lewis." Thanks. Madam Secretary.
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you. And moving along to item H, which is new business. Number 1, professional service contract, Prismatic. Consideration of a request for the approval of a professional service contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Prismatic in the amount of $245,000 to provide for strategic and operational planning as it relates to transportation efficiencies and consolidation of routes, reduction of transfer buses, and other matters related to the realignment of schools and a school start time pilot as identified as schools. Funding source, general fund, Mr. Cole. I have a public comment, Mr. Lucier.
Hi, Charles Lucier with The Advocate. I just wanted to mention I saw you talk about a start time pilot in the motion and in all the information, but the actual thing you're voting on is a contract. And the timeline you have talks about picking schools very soon for this pilot. I don't see them mentioned in here. Typically, the board has voted on changing start times by name. If you're going to do it this month, I don't see any meetings scheduled. So the motion that's written on there may not be sufficient to actually change start times and select schools. So you may want to think about that as you compose your motion. No.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Mr. Lannis?
Thank you. So I actually want to address that, and I want to ask you a question. At one of our last meetings, was this the information you were telling you're going to bring before us? I just want to make sure and say this on the record because it was discussed. And I think you specifically specified, correct me if I'm wrong, that there are those who know how to do logistics well, but they don't know how to do start times well. And there are those who know how to do start times well, but they don't know how to do logistics well.
Absolutely.
And the reason why you're bringing this right now is because it merges these two things together, and it helps you all to get in conformity before we actually implement this, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that question. Thank you.
Yeah, and Dr. Perito is on a Teams call, and so I just want to be clear to address the comment made by one of our guests. The recommendation that was presented to the board at our last meeting talked about the evaluation of our transportation services and suggested that if the school system is interested in piloting schools for start time in the fall, that we can. She feels like working with Mr. Howe and the transportation department, we're in a place where we could look at that. So for me, as we look at all of what has been listed in terms of our routing, decreasing transfer, and then the possibility, the reason why the information is in the contract the way that it is simply because in order to look at start times, there's going to be a cost. In order to look at transportation and rerouting and removing some of our transfer sites is going to be a cost. In our conversations with Dr. Perito, we talked to her about being able to evaluate all of those services in one. So no, we have not identified any schools. This is just to explore what areas we could implement this and then go down the road of beginning to have community conversations as early as June, and then think about if that is a possibility. Her being an expert in the field, the school system seeking to find companies that could do this work since the fall of 2023. We looked at quotes, we looked at different companies, and we looked at individuals who could do both well, and we've identified this individual. She's come in and done some work with us for the last 4 months, and she's agreed to stay here, boots on the ground, and work with our team. Not just she, but I think she has an 8 to 10 member team that are going to be boots on the ground through January to work with us. To reroute transportation, upgrade, provide efficiencies for our system so we can provide a better service. B, look at our transfer sites and consider decreasing our transfer sites as a result of the efficiencies. And then C, possibly look at school start times for schools in particular areas that we identify, but we have not identified any schools, but we want to begin those conversations as quickly as possible, and she's agreed to be here to assist us in that work. We did not bring the contract at the last meeting because we had a number of people out, number of board members out, and I wanted board members to have an opportunity to lay fresh eyes on the contract, have the conversation, ask any questions, and we asked her to be back with us tonight, and so she is available. So I do want to say for the record, we have not identified any schools. We had not engaged the community at all. We have had internal conversations, and in our internal conversations, we've had discussions with she and her team at Prismatic. And early on, when we began this work 4 months ago, I said to her we wanted to look at the possibility of changing start times at a later date and time. But while we have her, because she and her team are in high demand, we want to discuss every aspect possible of the work that we are trying to accomplish in the school system.
Superintendent Cole, is it safe to say that this issue is so critical that you cannot afford to wait in terms of implementation? Because we know that all of this work is going to translate into how soon we can get this done before the next school year starts?
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay.
This board has given me a charge of A, improving our transportation services. I feel like we've done that this year. B, exploring the possibility of changing start times because all of the research says it has a greater impact not only on our students but on community. And so we want to move as swiftly as possible. And as I've said time and time before, if it can be done eventually, we must attempt to do it immediately. And so this is what the work is about.
Absolutely. And not just yield with this right here. It's very important that you say certain things on the record, because if you don't, the narrative can be twisted and turned in such a way that it becomes sensationalized in a way that it does not benefit those who we're trying to serve. I just wanted to say that for the record. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Landis. Mr. Russ?
Yeah, thank you. I think Mr. Landis covered some of the questions I was going to ask, so thank you for that. I do support bringing more support to our transportation department that we really need. And I know that's an area that we have a ton of work to do. And I think that this outfit is well positioned to help bring not only what we need as a foundation, but also, like you said, to look at what does the future look like. I think my question would be in relation to Mr. Lucier's comment, if there was a recommendation made to do a pilot of school start times, is that something that the board would need to approve, and would you bring that to the board for discussion?
Yes, sir. I would bring them to the board for discussion. Absolutely.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that was on the record.
Yes,
as well. Further, the only thing I would request, and I wouldn't hold up our approval if we chose of this contract for that, but I do see that, you know, in the memo that it talks a little bit about, you know, we're going to use a variety of different metrics for how we would measure the outcome of this contract. I would like to see, even if it was just to get it to the board, some clearly defined outcomes that you will seek to see through the end of this contract. Measurable KPIs in terms of, here's what we're going to see in terms of improvements to routing, on time, and all those different metrics that we're looking at, so that when we get to the end of this contract, we can measure very clearly and see as a board what the return on that money was.
Yes, sir. Board Member Russ, we will come in June with those metrics so you can see what the outcome is going to look like, or what we want it to look like. And then at the end, we can explore those measurables to see that we've accomplished our goal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Russ. Mr. Martin?
Thank you. Mr. Russ asked one of the key questions that I had, so thank you for clarifying that it will come back to us to say we're going to pilot in schools X, Y, and Z, early start times. I just want to encourage, I think the Mr. Lucier's comment, you know, identifies that obviously there's significant change, right, associated with that, which is good. And as everybody in here knows, I strongly support looking very hard at later school start times. But I also wouldn't want to jeopardize the long-term success of that by telling a bunch of parents in like July 15th, hey, by the way, school's starting at 8, not 7. And disrupt what their thinking already was. So I just encourage us to be as expeditious as possible in identifying the broad parameters of that, so we can let the affected schools know and engage them before we make that final decision on whether to do that or not. Because if we do it wrong, then that'll turn people against this, in my view, much needed long-term reform.
Yes, sir. We started having the conversation with principals about the need to make some adjustments in the way we do business in our school system some time ago. So there have already been principals who have begun having conversations with their school improvement teams around what they need to do at their schools. So we've had requests from schools about looking at start times, and families have made requests to look at start times. So the plan is to go to the school families and have a conversation. We're not going to force start times down any school's apparatus to begin, but we do recognize there is a desire in this community for that. And so we want to make sure the community knows we're not waiting, we're not lollygagging, we're just moving as expeditious as we can to begin the process.
And I fully support that. I just want to make, you know, but teachers have to figure out what their own child care arrangements are and things like that. We've got to make sure we've got the adequate staffing and all of that. So I just encourage us to, you know, time is short before next school starts. So you know, I have complete faith in this consultant. I'm very excited. I 100% support this. Very excited about it, and I appreciate you moving forward as quickly as you have on it. Thank you.
Dr. Perito, you got all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right.
Taking notes.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Do we have any additional comments from our board members? Okay. Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Martin, and I have a second by Mr. Russ. And we're going to get Miss Madam Secretary to call for a vote.
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you. Moving along to item 2, student expulsion. Board members, have you had the opportunity, discussion consideration of a request to appeal a student expulsion, Mr. Shamlin. Board members, have you had an opportunity to review this case? Do I have a motion to hear the matter at our next regular meeting? Hearing no motion, and second, superintendent recommendation stands. Item 3, student expulsion, discussion, consideration of a request to appeal a student expulsion. Board members, have you had the opportunity to review this case? Do I have a motion to hear the matter at the next regular board meeting? Do I have a second? Coach Lewis, I have a motion by Mr. Landis. I have a second by Mr. Lewis. All right, moving along to item I, presentations, Foundation for the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. Come on down.
Thank you, Ms. Lightfoot. We appreciate you stepping up. It's been a pleasure to work with you this year. Looking forward to our continued efforts to raise $80 million for the school system.
Me too. Me too, Superintendent Cole. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to work with you. So thank you, President Stewart. Thank you, Superintendent Cole, and thank you, board members, for letting me come up here and provide a brief update regarding the foundation and how we are evolving to better serve and support the school system. So the foundation historically has served as a do I have to forward this? Yeah, you can do it. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Sorry. This is my first time. All right. So the foundation historically has served a pass-through organization. And so we were there to take corporate donations to fund programmatic things with EBR. So now we are shifting to, we're going to still do that, but we also are going to become the fundraising arm of the school system. That shift is going to require very intentional effort. We have to do some brand building. We have to do some donor cultivation and strategic messaging to build trust amongst the community. So we are making the case for the importance of public education, and I would argue that right now our case is, this is probably the strongest it's been in years, is our case. And so our school's transformation is giving us an opportunity to tell this story and the need for public education and the importance of it. So how are we evolving, and how are we working to do that? Well, it's going to start with our board engagement and our governance. This past year, we welcomed 5 new board members, the board of directors. We are actively recruiting 4 additional board members right now. And when I came aboard, I challenged the board to all donate personally to where they wanted to go with the foundation. They put it toward early childhood education. So we have 100% board participation from the staff and the members, so I'm very proud of that. And I've taken a cue from Superintendent Cole, I stole your good idea of having meetings in our schools. I wanted to bring the foundation board members closer to the work. So we have our meetings, we meet every other month, and we do meet in schools. We've met at Flame, and we've taken a tour, and we've been at CTEC. And so we would like to continue those this summer, depending on what facilities are available for us to meet in. So we've got our board members now. We've got to move on to our focus. We have looked at our strategic plan from 2022, and we are looking at what is really going to move the needle. Our priorities are early childhood education, workforce development, literacy, and the direct support for schools, and then the communications and marketing piece that I mentioned. And we have reformed our committees on our board, and they are meeting, and we are moving along with that. I'm very proud to tell you that today. So the funding and impact. So year to date, the foundation has raised $313,000 this year. To give you some context, over the past 6 years, the average has been $207,000. Last year was a boom year because we had the state match for 1-to-1 with early childhood education, and they were able to match a generous gift from a generous grant from Wilson Foundation and Exxon and ADF. So that was an additional $250,000 that came into us last year. That was an amazing boon, and we're proud of it. We did not have that this year, but I am proud of what we raised. So we were able to raise $41,000 in the Early Steps for Success campaign, and that was going to be matched by the state 1-to-1. We had Cox Communications donated 100 laptops to students at Claiborne Elementary. And then recently we secured a $100,000 grant from Fuel, which is Future Use of Energy in Louisiana, to fund 40 paid internships. This is a grant from the National Science Foundation that was given to LSU, and we are a sub-award of that. And this is a long-term investment through this grant. So we will continue this for many years. We hope to see that. And so we are also investing in a grant writing firm because we need to increase our capacity and pursue large-scale fundraising. All right, so Ms. Stewart, after our meeting with you, we developed an online form, and it's on our website. It's live, and this is for principals and teachers to go in and enter their needs. Now, we do not have the funding to meet these needs at this time. What we are creating is a library of needs, and these are going to be things that we can use as we're going out and we're talking, we're listening to donors, because they may not be interested in early childhood education or workforce development, but they could be interested in something else we have. So we need this library of needs. The goal is to build our general fund so we are able to fund these projects that are needed. So this, like I said, I will send you the link. You can have this and you can look at the application. So we got that done for you, Ms. Stewart. And this is also going to create transparency and opportunity for us to be very strategic with our donor engagement. So how are we going to fund this stuff? All right, so we did a soft launch in April at the Superintendent's Leadership Luncheon at CTAC of the Superintendent Society. And this society is built to strengthen the general fund. And this is going to provide the superintendent with flexibility to meet urgent needs and also some projects that we're getting through our portal that we really need the support. And we are really excited because we have a media partnership with Greater Baton Rouge Business Report. And we're going to use this to promote the society and to recognize our donors to the society and give them storytelling opportunities about why public education is important. And so this is going to elevate the public awareness, and it's going to lend credibility to the work we're doing. And I'd like to show a video for you that Julio Malera recorded for us, and this is an example of what a donor at a certain level will be able to record and that we can show on the community on EBR's, Business Report's website, on some media, hard copy elsewhere.
Hi, my name is Julio Malera, and I'm the CEO of Malera Enterprises. Many of you have heard me talk about my upbringing by a single mother who worked hard to give me every opportunity. I'll be honest, private school wasn't an option for us, but my public education, that was a core influence that shifted the trajectory of my life. The future of our workforce in the Capital Region will be shaped by public education. We can't afford to give up on the public school system. I certainly won't, and neither should you. There's a direct link between student poverty, truancy, and crime. But beyond that, public education is tasked with something bigger: giving every child, no matter where they come from, a chance to be great. They're shaping the next generation of CEOs, doctors, engineers, artists, lawyers, and entrepreneurs, the people who will lead this city forward. Even if your child doesn't attend EBR schools, you still have a role to play. We can't afford to sit on the sidelines. Our teachers and our students need us. So let's step up. Let's dare to be great by investing in those shaping Baton Rouge's future. Because when our public schools succeed, we all succeed.
So I was very happy that he did that for us, and he's going to be doing that for us. And this is an in-kind gift from Business Report. We're happy to have their support. So looking ahead, we are continuing to align our funding with the district, and as you transform, we're going to strengthen our partnerships with early childhood education, literacy, and workforce development. And we are elevating public education as a shared community investment, because that's what we truly believe it is. And what is your role? How can you help us? All right, so you can, first of all, you can share our foundation's website with your district leaders, your principals, and other leaders for the application so we can build that library of needs. You can help us identify high impact programs that you have and community partners that we could possibly work with. Invite potential donors to our school, and a foundation board member or myself would be happy to come there along with you. And then be a champion for the Superintendent Society and our investment in students. And we're looking forward to building a stronger, more trusted public school system. And finally, I want to say thank you. I want to tell you I am so proud of the decision-making from this board. And you've really stuck your neck out there with the school realignment. And I want to tell you that I have not had a conversation since this decision has been made with anyone in the community that has said they disagreed with it. In fact, they have said they were so relieved that it's finally happening. And so I want to thank you, because you don't realize this, but you're not fundraisers, but you are fundraisers, because you have made my job a little easier. And by your decision making, your sound decision making and thoughtful decision making, you have inspired confidence in the school system. And so thank you very much. And so this is a confidence that makes it easier for the foundation to bring in philanthropic investment. So thank you. That's it. Good. All right.
Thank you, Ms. Lightfoot, and we appreciate you too. And just to piggyback on what she just said, I am very proud of this board too. We work together awesomely. We mesh, let me just say that. And we have been on the grind, getting things done, and I think that's awesome for the students. And ultimately, we are putting students first, and so that's the good thing. So moving along to item J, organization items, and Coach Lewis.
Before we go to adjournment, I'd like to take a personal point of privilege before I go to announcements. And please understand me. By no means am I speaking on behalf of my colleagues in total. However, I know based on conversations with several of them, they share my sentiments and are opposed to some of the content of Senate Bills 25 and 234, proposed by Senator Edmond and Representative Chenevert. Furthermore, I'm not opposed to the voters of East Baton Rouge Parish and the citizens of St. George voting to establish their school system, just like Baker, Central, and Zachary. However, the proponents of those breakaway districts, as they're called, did not attempt to circumvent established protocol for the forming of a school district, protocols established by the Louisiana legislature. Members of this board have met twice with Senator Edmond and Representative Chenevert, where our concerns, primarily around 234, were expressed. And to this date, those concerns have been largely ignored, giving an impression on from where I sit, giving the impression that we are in favor of it. I, for one, am not. And I mentioned I have colleagues on this board who are not. Besides what I consider a half-hearted attempt to address legacy costs, Senator Edmond and Representative Chenevert are seeking to circumvent established protocols, MOUs, with Senate Bill 234 that would allow students who reside in St. George to attend magnet schools in the East Baton Rouge School District. If that's the case, should the parents and students in Baker, Central, and Zachary be afforded the same opportunity to attend magnet programs? If you want your own school district, form your own magnet schools. If you want your own school district, form your own magnet schools. Don't get me wrong, and I don't think you will, because I've been on record for almost 3 years. I'm all about providing children with fair and equitable education opportunities. What I'm not in favor of, and nor will I support legislation that could possibly deny forever, because this bill says you can attend our magnet schools through perpetuity, which means forever. in a day. Nor will I support legislation that could possibly deny forever a seat to a child whose parents work and pay taxes in this school district to educate their children as well as everybody else's children. I would never support legislation that would deny that child a seat. Thank you for your time. Ain't a lot of fans behind that one, is there? Ain't nobody clapping but you. That's all right. I don't need a hand clap. I'm getting to that part. A public hearing will be held on the 25-26 budget to be held June 5th, 2025 at 4 p.m. in the central office boardroom. Committee of the whole meeting to be held June 5th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the central office boardroom. Regular meeting to be held June 12th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the central office boardroom. We are adjourned.